badass Andrew Jackson, a vampire hunting Abraham Lincoln, a singing and slaying Patrick Bateman. These are the kind of guys my guest today takes on deliciously on stage and screen. What's up, Ben Walker?
Hey, man.
Sorry, Benjamin Walker.
You can call me Ben.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing really well,
I'm so excited you're here because
Thanks.
you are in this awesome new Broadway musical.
Thank you.
That I saw last week and can't get out of my head.
Good.
It's called,
I hope that's a good...
You are haunting
nightmares?
me. You're
Yeah.
haunting me in the way that like this guy, Patrick Bateman, in this show, American Psycho, should haunt somebody, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like that's what it is.
For me, when the show's over, I'm so relieved to kind of shed the darkness that is Patrick Bateman that I just go home and crash. But
And do what? What do you watch? Like Real Housewives? What's your go-to?
right now, I'm doing The Americans.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
I'm on
good.
that marathon right now.
I'm into it.
Yeah, well that's pretty dark though too. And 80s, look at that. You're like sticking in the 80s.
Well, that
sticking in the
was
period.
initially the idea, but I've gotten carried away.
So this musical was done. It was done in England,
Yeah.
right, years ago. And you've heard about it? You did like a workshop, right? You've been involved in it for a few years.
Yeah, we did the lab here.
Okay.
And then I couldn't do it in England.
Oh, okay. You did it before it was done in England. Okay.
Yeah, there was a lab and like a stage reading, and now it's back.
And did you immediately? Is this something you said? Yes, this is awesome. This is right. This is the kind of thing I want to do.
Well, I mean, I had the same reaction I think a lot of people are having, which is they're making that into a musical. How are they going to do that?
Right.
And then my next question was, who's making it?
Right.
And I'd worked with Duncan before.
Duncan Sheik.
Duncan Sheik.
Yeah, you were somehow involved in Spring Awakening, right?
Yeah, I did. I did it for Lincoln Center in its infancy.
Okay.
Kind of like a songbook series that they were doing.
Okay.
And then that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
Was that I thought that musically it is a sonically interesting time, the 80s.
Yeah.
And then Rupert told me their ideas of...
Rupert Gould.
Sorry, thank
Brilliant
you.
director.
Sorry, I'm just using first name.
It's all right.
Yeah.
First name, you're Ben, he's Rupert.
That's
right.
right.
It's all good.
And I liked their vision, and I thought it was ambitious, and it kind of unsettled me in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And
This guy, Patrick Bateman, he's pretty messed up. It's funny, what I love about the musical is, I read the book when it first came out, I saw the movie when it came out, but I really actually felt like I got into his head more in the musical. I really did. I was sitting there kind of understanding this psychopath, you know what I mean? I was sitting there and I was having like a real reaction to the way it was written. I thought it was really like sort of brilliantly told.
Good. I mean, there's something so great about the story in each medium.
Yeah.
But it does illuminate something fresh to see it on stage because of direct address.
Yeah.
In the movie, you see him put a nail gun to the back of a girl's head, and it's horrifying and cold and distant. Whereas in the play, you get a moment to go, okay, hang on, guys, and just turn out to the audience and justify yourself as best you can.
Right.
And therefore, you do kind of get to go on the ride with him, and it's funnier.
Yeah, it is. It is funny. And you're like goofy. Like Patrick Bateman has these goofy moments.
Oh, he's a nerd.
I mean, it's so funny.
He's an awkward guy.
The
that
dancing.
wants to fit in.
The
Yeah,
dancing.
he's a bad dancer.
Oh
and
my
that's from
God,
the book,
your dancing is hilarious.
Thank you.
and I was reminding myself that you actually want to be like a ballet dancer at some point.
I can actually dance. I know the one time I get to dance on stage, I have to do it poorly.
Oh my God, how would you describe that? I mean, you have to just go see it. If that's worth the price of admission alone, you like getting
Looking
down.
like an idiot.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Thank you.
It's so super awkward.
Also, 80s dancing is awkward.
Right.
We look back at the step, touch, snapping.
Right.
And it was a strange time for movement. But that illuminates something about his state of mind and the state of mind of the country at the time.
So did choreographer Lynn Page really work with you on that bad dancing, or you just showed up first day and you're like, I got the bad dancing down?
Actually, she did. A lot of that, a lot of the social dancing in it is pretty choreographed. You know, the style and the movement is supposed to be as 80s as we can get.
I also love that it's about the 80s, obviously, and there's something it's not cartoonish at all, which I really like.
No.
It is very, there's a lot of like brand names mentioned and proper names. I mean, that's the world that all the characters are living in. But then it's not, I don't know, that's sort of always the fine line with anything 80s. So how far do you push it, right, to make it?
Also, I feel like people are drawing parallels between now. I mean, it's easy to make fun of Patrick Bateman for being obsessed with his Walkman.
Right. Yeah.
But there are people that will get in line. It's 5 in the morning to get the new iPhone.
Yeah, totally.
We don't think that's weird.
Yeah.
But in the next 20, 30 years, people are going to think we were weird for doing that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So Patrick's a guy who doesn't fit in. I mean, he has the goods. He has a great body. He has the Walkman.
Doing everything right. But
he has a good job, but he's a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically like he's the outcast in the same way that Elphaba is the outcast. The green girl and the red blood-covered guy. Just say that. Sell some tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
The outcast.
Cut. We got it.
People love an outcast, right? I mean, but he's such an interesting outcast.
And I think everybody can relate to that feeling of, why is this not working for me? Why is everyone treating me like a jerk?
Yeah.
Why is everyone else a jerk?
Right.
I think that's pretty common, actually.
Yeah.
And, I don't see... Now, granted, Patrick Bateman takes it a bit far in terms of his fantasies and in terms of his behavior and violence, but I don't really see him that distant.
Right.
Because I feel like when you're in line at the grocery store and you're late, you're sick, you're exhausted, and there's 20 people in front of you that are slowing you down.
This just happened to me. Were you there?
No, exactly. It was me slowing you down. I had coupons. And, there's some lady counting out pennies to pay.
Yeah.
The things that play in your mind and the fantasies that flash across the back of your eyes.
Yeah, about killing everybody.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Yeah. Everyone does it. There is no, you're not fooling yourselves.
Yeah, and New York really drives us to it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And so there is a bit of Patrick in all of us, whether we like it or not.
Right.
Granted, he does not have the filter that, thank goodness, we all do.
Yeah.
But there's something cathartic about seeing somebody who doesn't have that filter.
Yeah. Do you like killing all those people on stage? Do you get out any Ben Walker aggression? I mean, there's like reports of blood in the audience. I don't believe that. That's press.
No, we ruined this poor woman's handbag.
Really? You really did?
Messy.
That's really true?
I remember.
Blood ended up in the audience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. So that's
it's
part of it.
It's all over the front
That's
seats.
part of it. So
you
charge more or less for those seats?
Well, that's what I think. I think they should give them like an American Psycho raincoat and charge people double.
That'd be awesome.
No one listens to me.
Nobody listens to you.
No. I've got a bunch of great marketing ideas. Do I enjoy killing people? No, I don't.
Like, what was it? What was it like rehearsing that with your co-stars?
Well, they're so much better at it than I am.
Really?
I'm kind of standing there going, and they're like, maybe if you cut me from my crotch to my face, that'll look cool. And I'm like, if that's what you want.
You're a terrible serial killer. See that? You don't have it at all.
I don't have enough imagination to really murder people properly. But luckily, my castmates do.
Thank God for them.
Yeah.
You know what I realized? This is fun. There's a little cast reunion happening in this show. An interesting Ben Walker career cast reunion. Dream Skipper.
Yeah, I know, finally.
Dream Skipper.
And he's playing Lewis.
Yeah.
Dream Skipper, Jordan Dean. Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan Dean. Because when you were in Cat in a Hot Tin Roof, there was this concept director Rob Ashford had. Yeah. I love Rob Ashford, by the way, and that was a great production. Too. You were wonderful.
Thank you.
Where he wanted to, Skipper
actually have a Skipper. Yeah.
Yeah, Skipper was your friend who haunted you, and Skipper sort of was for a bunch of the preview periods. Jordan was sort of haunting the set, right?
Yeah.
But by the time I saw it, Jordan was no longer haunting the set. But he's in American Psycho.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Haunting our set. Skipper just won't go away.
It's nice how
things... I have to kill him.
It's nice how things work out that way.
Yeah, it is nice. And he's, that is certainly a tricky part, Lewis. Yeah. He's doing it masterfully.
Yeah. So you're in your underwear. Let's talk about anyone who's seen photos of this show, they know that there are photos out there now.
Are there?
Tighty whities. It's just the whole thing.
Yeah.
You showed your butt in Cat in a Hot Tin Roof.
Yeah,
yes.
I take my clothes off a lot.
Do you look for roles where you have the opportunity to show some of your body, or is it just an accident?
No, it's just that, I feel like there's just a room of producers that are like, all right, is there a weird take on history? In his underwear, killing people? Get me Ben Walker on the phone.
That's your thing?
All right, great. It's good to have a thing, I guess.
It is good to have a thing. So is that completely comfortable for you?
Well, this sounds a little like actory dork, but I don't feel like it's me. I don't.
Right.
It's not. I'm not saying what I'd say. I'm not behaving how I behave.
Right.
I don't look how I normally look.
It's not your body. We know that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it doesn't feel that way.
Right. So you don't hit the gym harder when you're in a show like
no, I
this.
do. That's another reason why, it's not my normal body, because...
Okay, because you're hitting it hard.
Yeah, the producers are not messing around.
Well, actually, the entire cast, by
Everybody's in great shape.
Oh my God,
Most of the guys actually have better bodies than I do.
If anyone sees American Psycho and doesn't go on a diet the next day, there's something wrong with them, because you just look at that cast. And
that's very Patrick Bateman of you, by the way. You go see this and don't think you're fat. Yeah, well done.
See, you said we all have a little bit of Patrick Bateman in us, including myself. So yeah, the bodies up there are crazy.
Yeah, they're good looking people.
I mean, like they really got to get some of them on the marquee. Just like throw some of those bodies up there, because they're all over the place. Everywhere you look. Some of them end up covered in blood, but everywhere you look.
Yeah, some of them die.
So you're good with that. That's fine.
It's
all good. I interviewed Scarlett Johansson, was in Cat Not to Roof with you.
Sure.
And you did, as I said, you did show your butt in that. And she gave me a great quote about it. Do you mind if I embarrass you?
There are worse things than having Scarlett talk about my butt.
Yeah, so she said that your butt was one of the brighter points in my life. I have asked Ben at times when I was having a more difficult day just to leave it out there for a couple more moments, just to brighten my day a little bit. I think it adds a little bit of hope in an otherwise dismal situation.
Oh,
see the power of your ass?
Holy
Isn't that amazing? Scarlett Johansson's talking about your butt that way.
But continue the quote. And then you speak, and it completely ruins any magic whatsoever.
She just left it there. She just left it out there.
Wow.
Just like your butt. Just left it out there for a few moments.
Thank you.
It's very nice, right?
Oh.
See, the people appreciate it. People appreciate what you're doing.
Good. Again, singing and dancing. Nah. The butt.
So, have you ever felt awkward like Patrick Bateman? What was your most awkward moment? Really?
All the time.
Because you seem like a guy who really seems super at ease and rolls with things, but no?
I'm an actor. No, all the time.
Yeah?
I mean, the level of...
Still?
Yeah. Yes. Like,
wow.
I do stand-up comedy, and people
I
always say,
find the funny.
Yeah.
That's your group. You have like a monthly event or...
Yeah.
And
people always say, do you still get nervous? And it is just as bad as the first time every time. And there's a level of comfort and experience that you get, whether it's on stage or telling jokes or singing and dancing or in movies.
Right.
But I still have, crippling fear. But that's part of the fun, is overcoming the fear. Mm-hmm. Or at least part of the challenge, even if it's not fun.
Right.
And also, luckily you're really nice.
Thank you.
Sometimes these things are hard.
Awkward.
Because you don't know how to talk about yourself or about something you're passionate about.
Right.
And it's rare that you get someone that's intelligent and funny and smart. Like, can move quickly through it and has a point of view. So thanks for that.
You're welcome.
But those kinds of instances, I certainly feel horribly awkward.
You've done a lot of stand-up comedy. You did that, did you start that in Juilliard?
Yeah, I started in school. Yeah.
And you still have a lot of your stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of wacky Ben Walker videos on YouTube.
Just weird.
Including, I found this morning, Hooker Be Gone.
Oh God.
What a great tie-in to Patrick. It is Patrick Bateman.
I hadn't even thought of that.
There's a fake infomercial you made of a guy who accidentally killed a hooker, and he needs a kit to figure out how to dispose of the body. And I was like, come on, is this not a sign?
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy? It's still up there.
That was one of our first little videos that we made.
Yeah.
Back when we were still using tapes.
Yeah, you look like a little boy.
How very Patrick Bateman.
Look like a little disturbed boy.
I know.
The dead hooker. Who was the dead hooker? Who's the dead hooker?
The dead hooker was my film partner's wife. It was one of those things. Oh, yeah, she did. Where she just kind of wanders in with coffee, and we're like, do you mind playing dead and letting me beat you with a baseball bat and then covering you in ketchup? And she's the kind of lady, she's like,
she nailed it.
Okay.
There's literally a moment you're just about to cut her arm off. It's so good. Good stuff. Just look it up, everyone.
Oh.
So when you did stand-up, did you bomb?
All the time.
Really?
Still do.
You still bomb?
Yeah.
When you're a comedian and you're standing on stage in front of all these strangers and they're not laughing at you, they don't find you amusing at all, is there do you have some go-tos that are like, well, this'll get them, or it's all crapshoot?
It's always a crapshoot, but I do find that if you don't acknowledge it, that it's going badly, or don't acknowledge that maybe they want you to talk about something else,
right,
then you can just drown. I find that that's kind of the quickest way to do it.
Okay.
And like last night during the show, in the top of the second act, there's a moment where I'm standing in this pool of light at the foot of the stage.
Yeah.
At which point, this woman walks back to her seat, and it's literally like her head is just boom bright right at my feet and sits down. And I'm standing there covered in blood, bearing my soul. And I just look at her, and I look at the audience, and I just wave at her kind of creepily and slowly. And everyone loved it. But it's that moment of, if you don't acknowledge it, then it's like they can smell fear or something. They turn on you. Because they saw it. They know you saw it.
Got it.
So how do you feel about it? And I think that's kind of true in all work as an actor. It's like, if something happens, if that falls over in a minute, and we both just pretend like it's fine.
Maybe the trick is that you should do stand-up in underwear covered in blood, and you'll kill every time.
There it is, with an axe.
Totally, it'll do that. That'll slay every night.
Done. No jokes necessary.
Tell me about your childhood when your dad owned a video store. It's such an 80s element. And when I was a kid, video store was like the center of the town. Like it was the center of the community, right?
And culture. And,
it was so your dad owned one of those.
Yeah, Rapid Rents.
That's what it's Rapid Rents.
Rapid Rents.
R-E-N-T-S, not a Z. It's just
no Z's.
That's
more.
Yeah, that's more later. The Z's replaced the S's later in the 90s.
So
what was going on at Rapid Rents? And you would stock the shelves.
Oh yeah.
And like when the hot movies came out, right?
RoboCop, Beverly Hills Cop, all those great movies.
So good.
Oh, people would go nuts for them.
Yeah, and there was like a waiting list, and like people, there was like a whole system to this stuff.
Yeah, and then also
I was really into this, the video stores.
No, me too.
Yeah.
And also, this was before Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, like the real mom and pop.
Who needs Blockbuster?
Yeah, exactly. I remember when Rapid Rents got pushed out by Blockbuster.
Oh.
It just broke my heart. But look how they're doing now. Wonderful. Poetic justice. Yeah.
Rapid Rents gets the last laugh.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. That's funny. Rapid Rents. I used to love it. And it's also your relationship with stories and your relationship with advertising, because there were a lot of movies I was too young to see, and so you'd read the box and make the story in your mind based on the pictures. And
you talking about VHS?
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank God. I was afraid you were talking about DVD for a minute.
No. VHS.
Okay,
and the thing where you have the movie box and it's got styrofoam in it, and then you got to go behind the counter to get the actual cassette.
You seem too young. You're like 10 years younger than me. You seem too young to have lived this, but I guess you were.
I don't think I'm.
They had you working really young, huh? Putting the VHS tapes.
After school, you take the bus to work. Shelve those boxes and rewind them. That was a big thing. Be kind, rewind, and people just aren't kind.
Well, you get charged. Do you get charged?
We didn't charge.
Rapid Rents didn't charge for rewind?
I got charged.
Okay.
I was that guy. Yeah.
That's so 80s. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have any VHS tapes in your life anymore? Or did you get rid of them all? Or like
I
sentimental?
I do have some.
Yeah,
I have
you hang on to a few?
I have some like family footage.
Yeah, I have some VHS tapes. I don't even know what's on them. You know, because you used to like tape random TV shows, right? You just fill up the 2 hours with like
Thundercats, interspliced.
Yeah, totally.
With and every once in a while, like those 80s commercials are so
the best,
hilarious.
The best. Yeah.
Like I love it.
Yeah, it's like Hooker Be Gone.
Exactly. Hooker Be Gone.
that type of commercial.
1986. Hooker Be Gone was a flash in the pan.
There wasn't a porn section. It wasn't one of those stores.
Was
there a curtain?
There was no porn section.
Okay.
And my father prided himself on it. Because it was Country Video across the tracks. They had a porn room.
Oh, Country Video. The competition had a porn section.
My old man would not stoop. He didn't care if it did affect his bottom line.
Oh, what a guy.
And it did affect our bottom line, for the record.
At the end of the day, it's like, where's the porn?
It's like, oh, God. We could be making so much more money, Dad. But he had a big horror section.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which,
I love it.
That was as far as he could go, and I appreciate it to this day.
Have your parents seen this show, American Psycho?
Nope.
Are they going to?
I hope so.
Are they?
I don't know. It's certainly not one that. It's a hard sell for Mom.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I just took her. I did this movie called The Choice, which is Nicholas Sparks puppies.
Nicholas Sparks. That was like my mom's alley, right?
Oh yeah, I took her to the premiere just to prepare.
I saw the photo. I saw the photo of you and your mom. Yeah. On your Instagram.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Very sweet. Very sweet. Yeah, I love that you were just promoting a movie that was that and so hopeful and so beautiful, and now you're doing like this nasty, cynical.
Bleak.
I love that about you. It's just, you just really got everything going on.
You don't know who you are, Ben. I love that about you. Thanks. Yeah.
And what about that beautiful new wife of yours? Has she seen you do your crazy?
She's seen it a bunch, actually.
Yeah, that crazy
Because
dancing. Does she like your wacky dancing?
I think she probably thinks I'm an idiot dancer anyway. I don't think that's any surprise.
She's like, yep, that's him.
Yeah, that's what he does.
That's him.
Yeah, that is no choreography whatsoever. That's what he does when we're out. Yeah, bless her heart.
Before I let you go, I feel like we have to talk about Bloody Andrew Jackson for a minute.
Sure.
First of all, is sexy pants still a thing?
Was it ever a thing?
Yeah, it was a thing. Well, the ads were all, well, it wasn't. I know it wasn't your butt on the ads. Remember
I know, right?
But it said history's just got
sexy pants.
Yeah, all sexy pants or something. So it was never a thing for you.
I've never.
When you were on stage, were you thinking sexy pants?
No.
I'm Andrew F. Jackson.
Most of the time, I'm like, how dare they put someone else's butt up there?
Yeah, I know it was kind of. Yeah, I remember talking to you about that all those years ago. It was kind of insulting.
Yeah, I think so.
But
too.
you know what? You proved them wrong. Kind of hot them roofs. Scarlett Johansson's talking about your butt.
That's right.
And they put some guy in the ad agency's butt up there.
What are they
Come
thinking?
on. Well, I love American Psycho. I can't wait to see it again. It's crazy, but it's crazy good. And so it'll totally stick with you. And that guy's like haunting me.
Good.
You, that guy, but not you, that guy. That guy's haunting me. Stop looking at me like that. It's really kind of creepy. Thank you so much for being here, Ben.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Everyone see American Psycho. Thanks for watching. See you next time.